Is it no vaping?
I guess you can if you want.
Sorry, we're starting to look north.
Yeah, this is my notes.
Your notes?
My notes. I've got my notes.
Surprised you haven't typed them out.
Well, I didn't have time to type them. I had to just write them. Okay. Right, welcome to the pod. It's a bit loud. Welcome to our first podcast.
Welcome.
I'm Matt.
I'm Meg.
And this is the alternative to the alternative, the Matt and Meg podcast. We don't really know what we're doing. This is a pilot podcast. We're just going to float it out there, put it on YouTube, see what happens. We've got some topics to talk about and what we're going to try and do for our bi-weekly. Is it bi-weekly?
Yeah, I think so.
Or is it fortnightly?
That's the same thing, isn't it?
I thought bi-weekly means twice
I don't know.
a week. We're doing one of these once every 2 weeks, roughly. We're going to talk about, and when we say the alternative to the alternative, we mean just normal stuff. So no conspiracy theories, nothing weird, just normal things that you can find online, on social media, or on your TV. Things that...
Topics of the week.
Yeah, topics of the week, things that have been of interest.
Hmm.
So I think we should start off with news. I think that's a good place.
Let's do that.
What have you seen in the news this week, Meg? What's caught your eye?
So obviously Rishi has been in the news quite a lot this week.
He's been a bit of a knob.
He's been a bit of a knob. But part of what he's trying to do is the smoking ban. So Anybody who's under, is it 14?
Anyone under 14?
No, I think no. So anybody who's 14 now, so born in 2009 or after, is never going to be able to buy cigarettes.
So he's putting it up a year, is he? Is that how it's happening?
So yeah, in theory, every year it's going to go up a year.
So what happens if someone's 30
Mm-hmm.
and it's 31 to buy them? How are they
Well,
going
there's
to...
stuff then, aren't there?
I don't think that's going to happen. I can't see that
anybody
happening.
who's born in 2009, so in 10 years, anybody who's 24 and under will not be able to buy cigarettes.
Why don't they just ban cigarettes?
Because it's going to be too difficult.
They're going to have to ID everyone, though.
Of course they're going to have to, yeah, but they're going to have to ID people. But if they did a complete ban, think of all the old men who've been smoking since they were 11.
Yeah.
And say, I don't know, they're 65 and they've been smoking since they were 11. You can't smoke anymore. You can't do that.
Do you think it's going to work?
I think no, because it's just you're just gonna get somebody older than you to buy cigarettes for you.
Yeah.
But it's a step in the right direction.
I guess. Do you not think people should have the choice to smoke if they want to?
I do, but I think obviously, like I saw something in the news this week about kids vaping, and there's a school who's had to bring a ban in because kids were vaping.
Right.
And the headmaster said that he reckoned 7 in 10 pupils in year 11 and year 10 were vaping. Obviously, in their eyes, vaping leads to smoking.
Why don't they just put the age up then? Like 21. Just make it 21 or even 25 to smoke.
Because if you've been vaping from the age of 14, like a lot of people are,
yeah,
it's
no, they should ban vaping anyway.
Yeah,
like vaping should be gone. Well, not gone, but why don't they just up the age for both of them?
Because it'd be
you're not
easy.
in government. You don't have to debate this.
I know.
You don't have to be like.
Yeah,
you're not Rishi.
No. No, but it would be too difficult to do that. You can't just ban it.
No. Make it so you've got to be 25 to buy vape or buy cigarettes.
Okay.
To buy vape or cigarettes.
You could, but then you're just going to run into the same problem that you're going to get. It's going to push it underground, and you're going to get 16-year-olds buying them off 21-year-olds.
So we don't think it's going to work.
Probably. No.
It's not going to work, Richie.
It's not going to work.
Don't
Sorry,
Richie Sunak. Speaking of Rishi, he's been having a little go at trans people.
A little go
this week. Let's start with this. If a nice, mild-mannered trans woman walked into a bathroom that you were in, would you be in utter horror and panic at the sight of it?
Not at all.
If some bearded, muscly dude with tattoos walked in,
Yeah.
would you be worried and concerned?
I wouldn't be worried and concerned if anybody walked into the toilet. I think toilets should be unisex, to be honest.
So if you was in a toilet
Yeah.
and a bloke walked in,
Yeah.
like with a
Well,
beard
if it was a women's toilet,
it is in this example, it's a women's toilet.
I'd be a bit confused, but I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Okay.
The amount of male cleaners and stuff walking to a women's toilet, it's not I don't think I'm in danger if somebody walks into a toilet.
Fair enough.
Would you feel like you were in danger if a woman walks into a men's toilet?
I'd wonder, why is she here?
Right, okay.
I'd be like, this isn't normal.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to have separate places, aren't you?
Guess so.
So I'd be concerned if a woman walked in that wasn't a cleaner and she just started weeing.
I should be in a cubicle, I know.
Well, no, it's a men's toilet. We have urinals.
Yes, but you have a cubicle as
there
well,
are some
I think.
For your ablutions. Yeah, there is.
Ablutions?
Okay. All right, fair enough. So you don't care who walks in the toilet if you're in there. Okay. Some women would be worried if a man walked in.
They would.
Some would be worried if a man walked in. But twist alert, spoiler alert, it's not a man, it's a trans man. So not a biological man who was born male, it's a trans male.
Mm.
But that's kind of gone wrong anyway, because you wouldn't care whoever walked in, would you?
No, but I can see from another woman's perspective, if a man with a big beard walked in, you'd be a bit like,
they'd probably
what are you doing
think,
in here?
Who's this person?
Yeah.
Because if a lot of people get their way, what they want to do is make it so toilets are the sex you were assigned at birth. That's what Rishi's basically saying, not just it's toilets, ridiculous. But he's saying like hospitals and stuff, all these different places.
He's saying about wards as well, wasn't he?
Hospital wards, yeah.
Like I saw there was a trans man who is a nurse, and he was on TikTok and it had blown up. And he was crying his eyes out. He was really, really upset, saying, "I'm a nurse, and you're trying to make what are they called?
I don't know. What are
wards,
they called? Wards, yes.
Like girls and men, whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like, how uncomfortable do I feel in that situation?
What, as a nurse, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, I feel safer on a man's ward.
Yeah. I don't know what he's going to do. I think he's going to spark hate
for
trans people with his rhetoric, because a lot of people disagree with him, but a lot of people do. I think we've gone back 40 years.
Yeah. You were really upset when you heard that.
Yeah. I remember in the 80s when they did the same thing with gay people, and they tried to say that if you were gay, you were somehow closer to being a nonce, basically, that there was a direct correlation with that. That children shouldn't learn about gays in school because it'll switch them onto it and they'll think it's trendy to be gay. And here we are 40 years later from that point, and thank God now being gay is completely accepted, completely normal, because it is completely normal. And now the same thing's happening again, but this time with trans people. And I think it's going to be another 40 years.
Yeah.
At least now, before this gets to where it should be.
Everyone seems to come out of the woodwork. Like, it was all quiet before Rishi said this. And nobody was really kicking off. And since Rishi said this, all these horrible people have come out of the woodwork and agreed with him.
I think they've done it purely because they think people will go, yeah, I agree. Yeah. And they're trying to get votes, which they won't, because it's most likely Labour's going to win in the next election. Crossed. They reckon that they're going to win by an absolute landslide, like about 140 seats or something like that.
Now this has happened. I can see that.
Yeah, because the LGBT community will just vote anybody who's not Tory.
Yeah, of course.
Like, they've screwed themselves. Speaking of screwing themselves, Lawrence Fox got arrested. Have you seen his video?
Yeah, you showed me it, yeah.
Did I show it?
Yeah, you showed me it.
He sat there in his house with the police. And he's saying things like, you should be off trying to find the person who murdered that girl, which they've done. They've made an arrest for that anyway. But yeah, he seems to think that if he says he's going to go and rip down cameras and stuff like that, that means there's no consequence for him. With that.
By that point, had he shaved his hair off as well?
Yeah. He's gone full-blown Britney. Lawrence Fox, whenever something happens, like he got himself in a race row. During COVID, he was on Newsnight.
Yeah.
And somebody said to him, I think it was a person of colour, said, you're a white middle-class man. You've got the most privilege. And he accused them of being racist. That was the first time he shaved his head. Now he's
Yeah.
lost his job from GB News, and this has happened. Shaved his head again, and then he seems to think as well that Sadiq Khan, the mayor of London, arranged for the police to go around like they're his private security force, and he's coming out with this language like the mayor's trying to intimidate me. No, he committed a crime. The police came and arrested him. He's a weirdo. What have you got on social media?
Social media. So Elphaba, or Elphaba, as you like to call her.
Elphaba.
Elphaba.
We like Elphaba.
Has started going out into the public with a card machine, and is now charging for photos. And because she was getting so much hate, she's done a crying video saying, "I'm not going to charge you if you want to come and be my friend.
Okay.
And if you want to come talk to me and be my friend, but not document it,
right,
then I'm not going to charge you. But if you want a photo with me, I'm charging you."
Is it a £5 a photo?
It's a £5 a photo.
Wow.
I just thought that was absolutely like, and people are saying like she shouldn't have a card machine. It's really dangerous because you could walk up to somebody with them in their back pocket, put £100 on the card machine and tap it.
Right, because I saw people saying she shouldn't have it and it's dangerous. Yeah, is that why? Because I couldn't figure out what that was about.
So people are saying, like, what if she goes out on a night out? Because she plans on taking this on a night out so she can make a load of money taking photos of people. And they're like, oh, what if she charges people and they don't even know? What if she's tapping their cards? She could, but...
Oh, she could, but yeah, that's very strange behaviour. I don't know what it...
Sorry. To be fair, I imagine when she goes out, it's mental. Like, she's all over the internet. Like, I imagine 10, 20 people want to take a photo with her on a night out, and it gets annoying. So I can see why she's doing it and trying to make a bit of money off it. But it's weird.
I'll tell you what I think's weird, just how any of these TikTokers in general think they're famous. Like, actually think they're famous. Chelsea Liart, who she was in a hairdresser's this week.
Yeah.
Doing a best impression of Jimmy Savile.
I didn't see that.
Her hair was to here. So she just had this proper blonde Jimmy Savile hair up to about here, getting her hair done in there. She thinks she's, like, they all scream how famous they are. No, she wasn't going, now then,
That's what you were saying.
Come and sit on my lap.
Why haven't I seen this?
But you've got, like, Evil Queen, who screams that she's famous. They all think they're famous. And to go out charging, the only person I've ever heard charging for photographs was the guy that played Darth Maul in Star Wars, and he was charging a tenner for it back in the day, and everyone hated him for that. Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to pay it. That's an L for me.
You think? I think people will do it when they're pissed.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. If I was on a night out and saw her, I'd be like, yeah, stuff it, £5.
If I was on a night out and saw Elphaba, I would run a mile. I would not want to be in any drinking hole that she frequents. If she's in there, I'm in the wrong bar. That's the way I see it.
Is it a £5 a photo or a £5 per view? Because I have to take 15 to have a good photo.
I think it's a £5 each. I don't
have that cash.
Speaking of charging for things, Paul Breacher's only income now seems to be from, it does Cameo. Like his subscribers. I watch a page where they are looking at his followers and his subscribers. And his subscribers are absolutely dropping at the moment.
Really?
Like he had a few hundred.
Yeah.
And he's down to, I think it's 70 something now.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it a new page or are they just
No, his original page, but they're all unsubscribing.
He's got 70,000 followers.
He's got more than 70. No, what?
You just said it dropped to 70.
70 people subscribing to him. You know, you can subscribe.
I thought you meant
No.
Followers.
When you can subscribe it's a £5 a month or whatever when you subscribe to someone's like that.
Yeah.
That. And he's losing a lot there, but he's been to Amsterdam recently. And I don't know, like his account keeps going from private to normal.
Right.
He was in Amsterdam talking a lot about a man who he saw go into the red light district and thought he was a really brave man doing that. Personally, I think his days are numbered now.
Yeah.
I think his days are numbered. He can't go anywhere without getting negative attention. He doesn't seem to understand.
He doesn't care.
The attention he brings. Do you know what? I don't know if it's that. I can't tell if he doesn't care or if he isn't aware.
Oh, he must be aware.
Self-aware, I mean. Like, he knows everyone hates him, but I actually do think in his mind, it's everyone's just getting at him and he doesn't see what the big deal's about.
He just doesn't care. Any attention from any angle is a good thing for him and he just carries on.
you reckon that's what it is?
I really
Because I
do.
think he craves attention.
Because I think he needs that attention, and he also knows his only income is that attention. That attention brings his income. So it doesn't matter whether it's good attention or bad attention. He's making money from it.
I guess so.
But also, you were saying that when he went to Amsterdam about those people who said he was going home the next day.
Man. So, yeah, he went to Amsterdam and he said he met 2 friends. But unfortunately, one of them was leaving the next day because he said, let's do some things together. One of them was leaving the next day, poor Paul. And the other one was leaving that night. She didn't even hang around.
What a coinky dink.
And he was talking about it on his live like it was real.
Yeah.
Like, we've all done the old, oh yeah, I'm going tomorrow when you meet someone on holiday. Everyone's been there.
Everyone seems to go home tomorrow.
And this is what I mean. I don't think he is aware of this stuff because he couldn't see what that was for what it was. But never mind.
Bless him.
What have you been watching on TV this week?
I think the main thing would be Murderers in the Building. Is it Murderers in the Building?
Murderers in the Building.
I called it Murderers in the Apartment the other day.
Do you mean only Murders in the Building?
That would be the one.
Yes. No, that is a good
Murderers
show.
in the Building.
That is a good show.
And I've really enjoyed that. But we've got to the finale now, haven't we? And I won't ruin it for you
Season
guys.
3 finale.
But I really do think that was a good way of rounding it off, and it's sort of taking it out of the apartments building.
Who's your favourite character in it?
I thought it was going to be Selena Gomez, but I love Martin Short. He's just amazing. He's so funny. But I read an article, and he said he dreaded working with Selena Gomez from the first season.
I thought you were going to say Steve Martin then.
No.
Apparently he's difficult to work with, or was back in the day.
What's he called? Martin Short, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
He came out and said he was dreading working with Selena Gomez because he thought she was going to be a pop princess.
Right.
And be hell to work with. And he said from the first day, he was really nervous about working with her and even thought about not doing the show because she was going to be doing it.
Right.
And he said from the first day, they are now best friends and they love each other to bits.
The chemistry is good. If you've not seen Murders in the Building, only Murders in the Building, I think it's on Netflix. Is it Netflix? Disney?
Mm-hmm.
It's on Disney.
I also realised, because we've just finished the series, that when we first got, I convinced you to watch it at the start.
Yeah, I wasn't keen.
I told Matt that Dame Judi Dench was in it.
When is she in it? I'm still waiting to see her.
So I got mixed up with Judi Dench and Meryl Streep. So I was waiting for the last episode. I was sat there like, surely
I'm waiting for Judi Dench.
She's going to make an appearance at some point. And I look back, it's Meryl Streep.
Yeah, do you know what? Because Steve Martin and Martin Short, they were like heroes. Well, not heroes of mine, but they were in a lot of comedy movies growing up as kids. Steve Martin, dentist, in Little Shop of Horrors. Martin Short in a movie called Inner Space, which you still need to see. That is a good movie. But I think the 3rd season wasn't as good as the first 2. It felt a little slow. Yeah, for me it was a bit slow. 3rd seasons are notoriously difficult anyway.
I didn't like the 2nd. I liked the 1st and 3rd.
You didn't like the 2nd?
No, I liked the
2nd season.
That's why I slept through most of the episodes.
I like the 2nd season. I think it's going to be difficult now, and I'm still looking forward to it because I love it, but I don't know how they're going to keep this going for season 4 because it's getting to the point now where everyone's dying around them. People just die.
This doesn't
constantly.
happen in real life.
No, and at first it was believable because it was like based on, they do a podcast, don't they? If anyone's never seen Only Murders in the Building, it's these people who live in an apartment. Someone in their apartment, they live in an apartment complex. Someone gets murdered. The police can't figure out who's done it. And this group of unlikely people, 2 old men and a younger woman, start a podcast group. And they're just basically talking about it. And they end up solving the murder. And then people around them start dying, other people, and they solve those murders.
And everyone starts to sort of think it's those 3 because all these murders are happening around these 3 people.
See, that's why I like the 2nd season when people was framing them.
Yeah.
I thought that was good.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens with the 4th season.
I think we're going to be waiting a while for the 4th season now.
I don't know, maybe next year.
I really hope not.
I'm looking forward to The Boys.
Yes.
The new season of The Boys.
Can't wait for The Boys.
Which should have been coming out this month.
Should it?
But it's now going to be next year, and it might even be mid next year.
I'm so excited.
I know. I
want to see what happens to Butcher.
I just want Soldier Boy back.
You're
That's all I
obsessed with
want.
Soldier
I love
Boy.
Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy's the best.
I just want to know what happens to Butcher. I want Butcher to get powers like full time.
Well,
and it's not going to happen, but I want it to happen.
He's got a brain tumour.
Yeah, I know, but I think if they
From
gave him...
taking too much
What's the thingy they give them?
Temporary V?
Temporary V. I think they should give him the full-time V, whatever it's called.
What is it called? Oh, no, what's it called?
It's been a few months since we watched it.
I can't remember what it's called.
But
now.
I really want him to come like full-time soon.
It's not called Permanent
and it'll
V.
save him.
It's called something V. Compound V.
Compound V.
Compound V. They should just give him If they gave him Compound V whilst he was taking Temporary V,
yeah,
maybe that'll work. But I don't know.
I think he will die. Happen, but I think
if he doesn't die, it's not going to have the same impact.
I'll cry if he dies. I can't.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Speaking of crying, I was crying with joy yesterday when I watched the new Loki
yes, you were.
series. I fucking love Loki.
I
I actually do think it's the greatest TV show Marvel have ever done.
I didn't think I was going to like it.
It's better than a lot of the movies.
Mm-hmm.
I really like it.
You can tell they've got a big budget because it's an amazing... Like, some of the stuff in it is amazing.
Yeah. Anything to do with, like, time travel and stuff like that, I'm absolutely obsessed. But I like how it's intertwining with everything that's happening in Marvel right now, with Multiverse of Madness and stuff like that. I might, when it gets to the end, do like a little review of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because I do really like Loki. And a lot of people don't understand who Kang is and stuff like that because they haven't watched Loki. If you love Marvel, right, you need to watch Loki. Like, you just have to watch the Loki TV show. And if you haven't watched it already and you like Marvel, you're ruining your life.
Literally. Because I thought I liked Marvel, and then I was like, I've never seen Loki, and we binge watched it over like 2 days.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, I was like, how have I not seen this? This is amazing.
Yeah, it's good.
But what's that, once a week? Did it release yesterday?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So we have to spin that out for 2 months.
Yeah. And Ahsoka's just finished?
Yes, it has.
What did you think of Ahsoka?
I didn't think I was going to like it, but you know what? As soon as I saw... what's his face?
Here we go. Anakin.
As soon as I saw Anakin in it, I was in.
Meg likes Hayden Christensen, it would seem. A lot.
Just
She doesn't like Vader. She likes Anakin. I think they peaked at that episode. I don't think
Was it episode 2?
No. I think it was like episode 4 or 5.
What was it?
Yeah.
It was quite early on.
No, it wasn't.
Was it not?
It was in the middle. I think it was about episode 5. With Anakin.
Well, I was struggling to get into it, and then when I realised Anakin was in it, I was like, right, I'm going to watch this.
No, they
you
were
know what?
good scenes.
Since that episode, those last couple of episodes, I've really enjoyed.
I like Thrawn.
Yes.
I like Thrawn, how calculated he is, how cold he is. He's a proper military strategist. I can't normally say that. Military strategist. And I'm excited to see where this goes, because apparently all these TV shows for Star Wars and stuff like that, they're all going to come together and they're going to make like one big movie where everything meets at the end. Yeah. And I think that's going to be awesome. I
didn't think I was going to like Thrawn, but you know what? I really like how he deals with things.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
He's so calm, and like he's like so knowledgeable about things.
Even when it's going wrong.
I really like that. I also like, who's the guy who they went to find at the start?
Ezra.
I really like Ezra.
Yeah, because you've not watched any of the cartoons or anything, have you? Yeah. Ezra's good, and it'll be interesting to see. I think he's going to have a shave in the next one, because Ezra's always been clean shaven. So it was a bit weird seeing him with
I love how that's what you've got to say about it. I think he's going to have a shave.
Like, when's he having a shave? Was what I thought through most of the show.
Okay.
When's he going to use his lightsaber as well?
Yeah.
That would have been quite nice.
I really like those cute rock things as well.
Those little turtle things.
They're so cute.
With little bug eyes. Yeah, they are cute. But I think it's going to be good wherever it goes. And it's a shame, because the guy that plays, what's his name? The old guy.
We couldn't remember his name.
I can never remember his name.
He was really cool.
Yeah,
I liked him.
Anyway.
The one with the grey hair.
Terrible, I can't remember his name. But I like him a lot.
Yeah.
As a character.
Because everyone knows who you're talking about, man.
Yeah. It would have been interesting to see where that goes with him, but he's died. God rest his soul.
He wasn't that old either, was he? In his 50s or something.
50s, yeah. It's no age. It's no age. Well, there we go. So, thank you for listening to our ramblings. We're going to do some more of these. We're going to do it every couple of weeks, like I say. see how it goes, see what people think. We're going to be putting it on YouTube first of all to begin with, and then we will be putting it onto audio podcasts as well.
Mhm.
Once we get to about, I reckon, once we've made maybe 5 or 10 of these,
Yeah.
and we know we're actually doing this
Mhm.
and we're committed to this, then we'll do it that way.
See how it works.
Yeah, and we get a bit of structure and flow and some comments from people, maybe
Mhm.
things that they thought about, whether you agree with some of the things we've
Mhm.
spoken about in this, or if there's anything you want to add, drop it in the comments.
Anything you want to hear about next time as well?
Yeah, let's see.
Mhm.
All right, well, in that case, thank you and
Thank
goodbye.
you.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.